Hello and welcome to the channel, it's Erad, and so we have a very interesting Q&A that was promised to us following the sale of the RSI Zeus Mark II, which is under production right now, and people have had a lot of questions, especially in regards to its relationship with the C1 from, of course, Crusader Industries, and why would anyone get a C1 now that the Zeus is here. And I think that this Q&A is answering a lot of hot questions on the topic. So here, talking about the cargo, right? The Zeus Mark II is smaller than the Spirit, but its cargo variants hold more than twice the cargo of the C1, more than the Mercury as well. Why would someone choose a C1 Spirit over a Zeus Mark II, or even a Mercury Star Runner over a Mark II for that matter? First, they want to talk about the shield generators, which is going to be revamped, right? We did say that it had 3 size 2 shields, which we found was quite amazing, but they say also that the 4 times size 2 shields are reserved for the ES exploration model. They also will be discussing this more in the near future because they are going to be changing components to support the resource network. So we should be expecting ships to have more shields, more components in case they have a backup, in case maybe some of them break down. I suppose that this is how it's going to be. Also, they're going to be doing a big rebalance on the item numbers on numerous existing ships, so we should see a lot of these ship numbers to be changed when it comes to the component numbers. Secondly, they said that the Spirit is also much more agile and has a higher top speed than the Zeus Mark II. So the Spirit and also the Mercury Star Runner, I think, are favoring maneuverability versus not getting hit, and at the price of having less SCU carrying capacity. So they've also said that during production, they managed to get the C1 Spirit to hold 64 SCU versus 48. So now the C1 Spirit is also a much better cargo hauler than the what it used to be, and definitely better than the Cutlass, more on par with the Freelancer, which is great because that means that there is still more room within the RSI lineup to have something to compete against the Cutlass, I suppose. Next, they talked about the quantum dampener here. What is it a snare or a dampener? And it's just a quantum dampener here, so it's not a quantum enforcement device. It's not going to be replacing the Mantis. If you want to get someone out of quantum drive, you can prevent someone from going to quantum drive, but you cannot interdict someone out of quantum drive. Speaking of the EMPs here, are the EMPs and quantum dampeners pilot controlled? Here they are aiming to allow any seat to control the EMP and quantum dampener, though if this causes issues they will restrict it to a subset. So basically they want to again favor multi-crew on this kind of ship. Is the Zeus Mark II CL able to travel through small jump points, making it the current largest cargo ship to do so? The answer is likely yes. So again, another good point here for the Zeus Mark II, which is not a surprise. It's a Pathfinder. His job was to precisely going to quantum drive and through jump points as well. So it's going to be in the spirit of that original Zeus, and I'm really glad to see that. But as again, they said that we should be getting more information as we get closer to Alpha 4.0. Next, they talked about the prisoner boxes and are they going to need any extra space? Is it going to be possible to place them on the normal cargo grid? The answer is yes. Basically, we saw during CitizenCon that anything will be placeable on the cargo grids, but they are definitely going to be taking more space than if they go in a regular dedicated space for these prisoner boxes. Are there escape pods in the Zeus? The answer is yes, and these are the beds. The beds are designed as escape pods and should eject through the bottom of the ship. The room opposite the armory in the MR looks empty. What is its function here? This is a room for armor and suit lockers and storage. The angle of the interior shot didn't show this as well in the original footage that we had. What is the Zeus's top speed? So here they said that the ship is in active production, so the values are changing and they're not telling us, but it should be lower than the Spirit C1, which goes, if I remember correctly, at 1113. So maybe we should be getting something closer to a Cutlass, which goes into the 900s. I wouldn't be surprised given the fact that it has more cargo, so it should be heavier and less nimble. As the Explorer variant will have more shields, will the Bounty Hunter variant have more armor to compensate? They said that the goal is yes, they are going to trade shield power for armor to allow the MR to weather the target's fires. Does the Zeus have fuel recovery? And the answer again is yes. The Zeus variants have fuel intakes capable of generating hydrogen fuel. Not a surprise, again, in the spirit of the original Zeus. These are pathfinders, so you should be able to go long distances with those ships. Is the top remote turret pilot controlled? Currently, the gunner seat will control the bottom turret on all versions, and the co-pilot will control the top turret on the MR and the tractor beam on the CL. What are the intended roles for each of the 3 crew members? Very interesting question here, because yeah, there should be 3 crew members. And is it going to be possible to solo this ship? Well, regarding the bridge seats, one is a dedicated pilot, obviously, and the others are co-pilots and gunners specifically. In terms of role, they don't want to lock players to set roles within ships, so naturally, one player will fly the ship and the other 2 are free to assist in navigation, defense via turrets, offense via missile operator. Maybe they can be using the EMP or the quantum dampening and deal with engineering issues that arise. Obviously, when you have engineering issues and you have an engineer on board, that's definitely going to help with the survivability of the ship. Can the Zeus Mark II MR be equipped with red, blue, and white warning lights like the Great Cutlass Blue to appear as a law enforcement vehicle? This is not planned, and that's really sad, because it's really cool when you're a bounty hunter. You want to play the police, you want to have those police lights, but that's not really what they have planned. But hey, you know, if there's a demand, maybe they will do it. I would love to see that personally. Does the Zeus have an external docking collar? There is indeed an airlock with our small metric dock collar here, with a ground ladder access in the room to its right, providing a second and third entrance to the ship respectively. Nice! Lots of different entrances in the ship. We definitely need that. So there we have it. These are the hot topic questions here, which were answered for the Zeus. If you have other questions about the Zeus, let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe I'll be able to answer some of those questions. This video was made possible thanks to my wonderful Patreon and YouTube members, including Dr. Fabian, Zero Crusher, Deplorable Fidel, and Ducky2Ducker. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry if I'm losing my voice. I'm pretty sick, but I'll see you guys tomorrow for another one. Cheers.